Hello, people. So, what is today's art all about? Well, today's art is neurographic art, and it is about me using it to relax. I have decided to put a few things on my shoulders, and I needed something to give it an outlet. So, something that you can also do for yourselves. So, sit back, watch the video, enjoy the video, but also notice something else: snakes and coffee. I wonder what that's about. Well, guys, watch the video, check it out, and you'll see what it's all about. Thanks. Hey, folks, how's it going? Well, what is today all about? Well, what happened, or what I decided to do, was I was going to sit down and do something that would relax me. Only because got a few things on my mind, and when you got stuff on your mind, you're going to have to do something to relax. So I thought, oh, what's the thing that helps me relax sometimes? That old neurographic art, right? I've done some other ones. There's some other ones you can check out if you want to. But I really like doing them. They're kind of fun. And the other thing, too, is passing it on to somebody else. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be an amazing drawer to do this. You just have to have a little bit of ability to, draw your lines and stuff like that. And then kind of let yourself go for a little bit. And I think it's helpful because it really does help in relaxing the person who's doing it. And for me, that's exactly what this is doing. And what it was that I have put a few things on myself. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm, to be honest, really super happy with what's going on right now in my life. But it does cause a little bit of, that stress situation. So you say to yourself, well, what am I going to do? I need something to relax. I have to do a video. Do I have to do a video? No, I actually have to do more than one video. Why? Because I decided to do this to myself. I decided to start another YouTube channel. Yes, for those who know me as an artist, you come and you see my work and what I do, all the different types of ways that I like to draw and talk and have fun. But there's also something that's very serious to me and very close to my heart. And that is the knowledge of our own native species. Yes, what it is that for a long time I've been going to schools asking teachers and students the same question over and over again. And that is, how many different species of snakes do we have in Ontario? And the average person can name 2. And the sad part too is that most science teachers can only name 2. And that doesn't float with me. It's been something that's gone over and over again. It's not one time. This has been many, many times. So I decided to start Snakes and Coffee, which I hope that if you guys are watching this and you'd like to see that, pop over there and take a check out on Snakes and Coffee. We have one video out right now, but we're already doing other videos and getting them ready. So basically, trying to get that kind of stuff ready puts a little bit of pressure on you, and it also, you're excited to do it, but you're also like, okay, what can go wrong? What can't go right? That kind of thing. And you need a little outlet. And basically for me, doing something like this is an outlet. Now, I decided that not only was I going to do neurographic art, I was going to add a little twist to it. And I decided to add faces into it. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? Some people will be like, oh, that's not really traditional. But that's okay. That's okay. You know what? I think that you need to sometimes try different things. And that's exactly what I decided. I decided to try something different. So not only did I grab the markers, but I also grabbed colored markers, right? So that this would really be something interesting. Because it's also something I normally don't do. Now, I picked up these Sharpie markers, and they had the flesh tone colors, and they also had another color that was like bright colors out there, right? And I gotta be honest, guys, nice to work with. Wow. Really liked it because very little in the way of bleeding problems, and the colors are nice. They're, especially doing faces, I want something that had some kind of a flesh tone look to it, and it does. Now, a lot of times when you do these, you get that overlap, and that happens. But you'll notice that when these dry, it actually comes out pretty darn smooth. And I like that. I like that look. I could have actually used a blender, but I didn't. I was kind of forget that kind of stuff until it's finished. So I was finished. So back to the other video situation. So, we've got to go out and go to different places and that. So we've been setting that up. So like this week, I'm going to North Bay. For anybody that doesn't know where North Bay is, it's quite a distance from here. It's a good 3 or 4 hours for us to drive there, and we're going to go and meet my buddy Steve. Then we were so lucky that I actually got to go out the other day and actually hang out with Colin at Twin Valley Zoo, which that one was an easy one to do because it's only about 30 minutes from my home. And we went around to his zoo and we went around looking for stuff, and we had a great time. Colin's knowledge is great, and I wanted to express, people who do work with exotic animals, but they also respect and love the animals that live around them, and that's what this is about, right? And or what this video or this YouTube channel is about. Now, this particular channel here is me about my art, and that's always going to happen because I always have to do it. It is definitely one of my greatest outlets in life. When things are just not happening and you get nervous, sometimes I find that this is the best thing you can possibly do for yourself. So as I said, we're going to pop up to North Bay in another day or so. And so we're going to be out there. We're going to be looking for different critters, but we're also going to be looking for something that I have never seen in the wild, and I'm really, really stoked, and that is rattlesnakes. If we get a little chance to look at a rattlesnake, I'm going to be totally over the moon about that situation. And like I say, I've so many cool friends that are stepping out already, and people that are stepping out and saying to me, "Hey, we're very interested in what you're doing there," right? And they know me for my art too, right? So it's good that you can blend a whole bunch of things that you love in your life, and that's why I got to be honest. Like, yeah, I'm a little nervous and freaked out by certain things, but because I have so much support behind me and the cool people that I know, it's kind of okay. It's okay. The other thing too is I'm going to go for some surgery at the end of next month, and gotta be honest with you, not a big deal, but of course, like anything, I mean, somebody's going to actually put a blade inside me or cut me open and go inside and look at my guts and stuff like that. But I mean, I got this great doctor. Hopefully he's a good doctor and he's going to do some great work on me, and I need it, so it's necessary, so we're going to get it done. The other thing too is that for 2 weeks I have to go on a special diet. Yeah, I only get to have 4 shakes a day and 2 cups of vegetables. And I don't know how well I'm going to do on that. My daughter's already told me that she's actually moving out while this is happening because I'm also not allowed to have coffee. Well, I can have it, but it has to be decaffeinated coffee. So we'll see how that goes. And then 2 days before the surgery, I'm not allowed to eat anything. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But when I get out of that surgery, I'll definitely be eating something. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll have to be something special. And that'll be fun, too. So, as I say, I'm been doing this. The markers, as I say, have made it a lot of fun. I was, not sure because sometimes I've worked with markers before, and some markers just don't seem to have the right knack to them. These ones are excellent. I've always been happy with the Sharpie markers because there's a lot of them that are really good. Sharpie marker actually has one that's the Stained series, and the black marker on that Stained series is got to be one of the best inks to work with, but you can only buy it with the whole package. You can't buy it separately. So that's only one thing that makes me a little crazy, but that's okay. Yes, dear Sharpie people, if you do hear this, I would love to have just that black marker because it's so cool, and I guarantee you people will love it too. So anyways, that aside, I've been putting this together, and as I say, I like doing faces, so it's been a kind of a pleasure to do it with all the colors and stuff like that, and get myself together with this piece of art. And I've got other little future ideas in my head, and I got to do both situations now. So I'm doing this, and then I'm also doing the Snakes and Coffee YouTube, also at work and that. So yeah, that's a lot of things, but that's not really that kind of stress that makes you sad. That's the kind of the stress that makes you say keep working, keep going. And that's kind of what it's about. Sometimes you just got to say to yourself, hey, I can do this, and I'm going to go forward. And, when everybody tells you, hey, I think the most famous thing for anybody who draws or paints or sculpts and that is, oh, you're going to only be famous when you're dead. Well, you know what? Fine, whatever. For me, that's the kind of people that I just go, whatever, that's fine. But I'm going to keep doing what I do because I love it. It's just too much fun. And to educate people also on the other YouTube channel is really important to me too. I mean, I've made my whole life about that. And as I say, I said to Sue I wanted to start a second YouTube channel, and she could have literally said, no, honey, not going to happen, because she's already there for me when it comes to this channel. And I said, no, I'm going to try to make it as light as possible. And I'm really lucky because I have some amazing people that are working with me. So we got Josh, and we got Abby, and we got Xander, and we're going to have my other friends joining us too. I guarantee you, because there's some other cool people out there. And every time that I am out talking to people and learning from them about other things, it's exciting, right? Because you're being able to contact, and the whole YouTube thing has been nothing but a wonderful situation, because people like the connection, and and if I can, that story, if I can make one person happy, I'm happy. I'm very happy with myself. I think that is great, I'm at a point here where I'm still working on this YouTube channel, and has it brought me fame and fortune? No. And you know what? I don't actually really care, to be honest. I'm okay with having somebody from Sweden send me something and tell me how cool it was, or a lady who has Parkinson's disease and she tried the Neurographic, and it made her happy and solid. And people just saying, hey, I like your work, I like the way you talk and that. And oh my gosh, that is just, it's overwhelming sometimes. It's just beautiful to be able to sit in front and the camera, or have you guys looking at me draw and do this type of thing. And then when I'm out in public and I bump into people, and like I go with my buddy Al, and we sit down and we draw at Starbucks, and we draw away, and sometimes like some stuff that you'll never see, or I might have to do some reviews. You know what? That's going to be a video. I have to do a review on drawings that you don't see, because I'm doing it all the time, and I love it, and I just can't stop. It's there, and if it's an itchy that you have like that, it's got benefit to it, then it's great, it's like anything, you got to have balance, right? So I have balance. I've got love in my family, and love in my heart, and so, wow, I'm getting all dramatic here. Look at that. See, this neurographic art can bring out the best in you, so I mean, when I hear other people talking and telling me about it, or like I say, send me a message, oh wow, amazing, just amazing, right? And one of mine is like got tons and tons of views, and I'm just absolutely amazed. And so those people who are viewing that kind of stuff, it wouldn't hurt to subscribe to a little bit. Kind of makes my life a little happier. But that's not the full goal. The full goal is just to be able to express myself and have a good time doing it. And watching those people who have always liked me for my artwork and said, hey, Paul, it's really cool to see that. Yeah, and so, yeah, you know what? Sometimes you just, it's good to look at yourself and reflect and see that you're doing a good thing, or hopefully you're doing a good thing. I'm not a perfect person. I got my flaws just like everybody else, and some of them, are what they are. But me, as an overall person, I'm not a bad dude. I think I'm pretty decent. I express myself. I tell people what I think. Sometimes I don't want to hear it, but it's okay. I'm okay with that too. So just have a chance, grab some markers, and do your thing, man. When I say man, I mean anybody, right? Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody understands that we're all included, right? Yeah, so you just Yeah, grab that pen, grab that marker. Be happy with yourself, you know. Grab paint, whatever it takes, you know. Throw one of these little neurographic things together, and I think you'll love it. You know, and if somebody's told you, hey, you know what, don't start a YouTube channel, it's too competitive. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because you don't know what might come from it in a different direction. Right? That's the thing. Is that sometimes, for me, I think it's just to help me develop who I am, develop my art. Made me kind of even look at and say, okay, I need to even advance myself in different directions, you know? So if it's the progression and the actual being part of something is good, right? There's a YouTube community. There's some really super cool people out there doing some super cool things, right? And then there's silly stuff out there too. But you know what? We need both. We need the silly and we need the serious, right? And then, you know, if you can learn, my gosh, so many things, right? Sue always blows my mind, right? We'll be talking about something or doing something, or she's thinking about making something, and next thing you know, she's on YouTube doing a little look at something, and next thing you know, she's doing it, and she got it figured out, right? Yeah, so the thing is, as I say, you know, when somebody tells you no, I mean, listen to them. Are they saying no because they just think, oh, it's just too much work and that, and you know, you're going to frustrate yourself and you're not going to be happy with yourself? No, do it. Do it. And you know what? If you fail, at least you tried. I know that old saying. At least you tried. And that's the thing. When I got told when I was going to do this at the beginning was, oh, you know what? It's going to take forever. Well, I started it, right? And boom, you know what? It's 2 years. I don't even remember now that I've been doing this, and I enjoy it. And then enough that I said, oh, you know what? Now that I'm feeling good about it, I'm going to start a second YouTube channel, and I had to. I had to do it because it was important to me. And so I hope, guys, you like my art, and if my message, whatever, you know, how sappy or whatever it is that gets across and makes you feel good that day, then I'm happy, right? Yeah, you don't want to just give up, right? You don't want to, you know, like that's maybe one of the things that frustrates me sometimes when I see people who are so talented and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, just do something, you know? And you don't have to be talented. Like, just be a person who can contribute to the world around you. That's what it's about, you know? It makes life easier. And I think that's maybe why I like doing faces, because when you look at people's faces, you see that world, you know? Like the world that can be really super cool. And connection, you know? Like sometimes, you know, I'm sitting there drawing, say in chapters, and, or Starbucks, I should say, and, somebody looks over at me and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, oh my gosh, like, are you doing that right now? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, can I come over and look? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Come over and look, please, you know? And they talk to me and then, you know, like, I don't know. I had a really, really cool situation where the young girl came over and she had this t-shirt, and the t-shirt had a bee on it, but it was all done in bleach. So she'd actually painted it with bleach, right? And it was beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I said, oh my gosh, the art crawl's coming up. You should put a couple of t-shirts together and go down there and sell them. And I said, and could you do one for me? And she told me the price, and I was like, that's a beautiful price, you know, right? I think she wanted to go a little cheaper. And I was like, no, girlfriend, make it bigger, right? And so she goes down, and I was down there, you know, doing my thing, selling my stuff. And then her mom came up and said, hey, how's it going, Paul? And I was like, hey, how's it going? And then she told me that she was there. And I ran over to look at the table, and oh my gosh, she had done a great job. Just a great job. And she had already had 2 sales, plus the sale with me, right? So I was just so stoked because I lit that fire, right? That's amazing, right? And it's happened to me a couple of times in life, you know? And then even people with my reptile stuff, that, you know, say to me, oh, I got into this because of you, right? My buddy Colin works there, Steve, right? All these people, right, that are doing this thing that they saw me doing at one time and kind of going, well, that guy can do it. I can do this, right? No big deal. And the fact that, you know, like, I'm not educated in that situation. I'm not educated in my art either very much. So, yeah, some people might go, yeah, it's obvious. But you know what? The thing is, I love what I do. And I do what I love, right? And that doesn't always happen. So, guys, be happy with yourselves. Be really happy with yourselves. And just try your best. That's all that matters. Hey, folks. So, there you are. I did a video, Neurographics, with faces in it, bright colors. I got to be honest, I really enjoyed it. It really brought something out in me. It made me feel nice and happy. And so there you are for the day. I am done. I am out of here. And just remember to hit the like button. Do the subscribe and the bell for notification. Do all of those things. But also remember to be cool like a big bull moose. And remember to wear your pants.